Hello everybody and welcome to another reading vlog. I just come off of Becca's Bookopoly-thon, amazing weekend, 48 hours of reading a lot. If you want to see more of that, check out my reading vlog. I'm currently watching Gavin's reading vlog, though it is a spoiler-filled one, but I don't really have an interest in reading A Court of Silver Flames in any case. So, by the way, in any case, I don't have a good memory, so even if I were to one day decide to go into that series, I'm sure I won't remember anything of what he's saying now. But so I'm just come off of a weekend with almost no sleep, a whole lot of junk food, and a little bit too many alcohol shots compared to what I usually do. So, of course, what am I doing today? Having a shot at this point and ordering pizza. Yeah, so that was probably not the smartest idea, but yeah, I mean there was a sale, and because it was like 50% sale, but because there's a minimum amount, I have 2 pizzas for one person. So we're starting off very well with this week. But so reading wise, my goal for this week is finishing my physical TBR or finishing my March TBR. So I want to finish The Brief Wondrous Life of Oscar Wow. And I want to finish The Rogue by Trudi Canavan. Good morning. It is Tuesday. I am procrastinating on getting up because that means accepting that it's the work week again. I hope that once I'm up, it'll be fine. I had a great, productive work week last week, so I hope I'll get back into that groove of work immediately. Stupid construction crew has been waking me up super early. I always feel like they make the most noise between 6 and 7, but that's probably just because I'm still asleep at that point, or still trying to be asleep at that point, so it's more annoying at that point. But so yeah, should really start my work day now because I'm just procrastinating. Hey guys, it is Wednesday. I have barely got any sleep in last night because my brain just decided to be super overactive, and so it was just coming up with these video ideas all through the night. Like, there's this one video idea that I had in the past and I didn't follow through with it, but I was just like revisiting it and being like, yeah, I really need to do it. Problem is, it's like a reading challenge, and the way I envision it, it would be like that the entire community would take part, but I'm just like no part of the community in that sense, and I think that it would just totally flop. But then my brain also was starting to think of like a readathon that I could do based off of that challenge, and I'm like, but I really don't even expect that if I come out with a reading challenge video, many people will take it. So why even come up with a sort of readathon? But hey, I have an entire readathon idea for it now, and yeah, maybe one day, who knows? But in any case, so my brain was just being super active at 3 o'clock at night or something. I had to take like a sleeping pill to try and see if I can get some more sleep in. I don't remember sleeping, but the night also would have felt like it was an eternity if I hadn't slept, so I'm going to assume that I did some sleeping. But so today, our government is deciding on whether we're going to go for even stricter COVID measures or not. We aren't really in a lockdown. We've only really had a strict lockdown March last year. I mean, March until like June or something last year. And so this year in October or so, we also had the second lockdown, but the second lockdown was a lot less strict than it was March past year. But so we've been slowly coming out of those restrictions. So shops opened in December, for example, and like hairdressers opened again last month, I think. But so now they're considering closing shops again, closing hairdressers, like restaurants and stuff like that haven't been open since October, and we were considering opening them in April, so that's probably no, in May, so that's probably not going to happen, probably going to be extended. So yes, they did announce lockdown, so it is going to be like not a strict lockdown in the sense that, you know, it's not the way it was the first time around, but stores will be closing again, schools will be closing again, hairdressers are gone, so I am actually going to the hairdresser tonight because last time when they were closed, like the final 2 weeks or something before they reopened, I was like, I really want to go to the hairdresser because I think my hair is getting too long again. And so when they reopened, I was like, okay, let's let all of those guys go first. All of those guys that have gotten like super long hair in lockdown, or all of those women who need to get colorings into their hair. But so now that they announced the second lockdown, I was like, sorry, I need to go and get that hair done because the danger here is that it's going to get very hot, and then this hair is super thick. So if it gets hot, this hair is just creating so much heat that that's the reason why I got it cut last time. In August, I think, last time I cut my hair because I was like dying of heat. So now I was like, okay, it's gotten way too long again. I want to get it shortened. And so now I really need to get it done because who knows when they will be reopening. They were closed for like 3 to 4 months last time. So that happens again, we're really like summertime by the time I can get this cut again. So yeah, that's what I'll be doing tonight. I'll be going to the hairdressers. At this point in time, I'm considering whether I want to film something or not. But yeah, probably yes. Probably I should do it because I was like buzzing with creativity last night. And so maybe if I get some of that creativity out into a video now, that can kind of help me sleep. So I need to sleep. I don't know whether this is just Becca's Coupletop that screwed me over, that my body was like, we just want to survive on like super little amounts of sleep over the course of 48 hours. Let's do that again. No, let's not. Let's definitely not do that. I want to sleep. You ready, guys? So, I mean, this angle is super unappealing in any case, but in any case, so this is what it looks like now, but it's gonna be totally different once I wash it. And so probably will actually already do that tomorrow. Like usually when I come back from the hairdresser, I actually almost immediately wash it the day after because I always think that it will look different when I wash it. And so I might as well find out immediately what that is going to be like. And I almost never have like real attachment to the way it looks right after I go to the hairdresser. I like the way it feels though, but that you also keep once you wash it yourself, that sort of nice soft feeling that's in there now, that's going to stay for a little bit longer. So I might actually already wash it tomorrow to just see like what's going to happen once I wash it with my regular products and put my stuff in there. And like this has been dried with the like hair dryer. I don't have a hair dryer, so we'll have to see what it's going to look like once I do it. In any case, this is going to save so much of my like drying time because it takes like forever to dry my hair, and so that's actually something I really need to take into account when I'm washing my hair. So I usually like try to stay away from washing my hair during the week because I would prefer to have like the 6 hours it takes for this thing to dry. And so I'm gonna be so happy with this thing drying like crazy, I'm going to assume, like super easily. Plus also just like all of that maintenance that goes into the hair when it's that long. And so many times when I felt like my hair wasn't falling in the way that I wanted to, so I would just put it in a ponytail. So that's my one concern. That's always been my one concern with going short, is that I won't be able to put this into a ponytail for a very long time. So it is Friday night. For those of you who follow me on this channel quite often, you might know that Friday night I usually consider cheat night. It is not going to be a full cheat night because basically it's been like cheat week or so. Yeah, I need to not have takeout anymore and really severely reduce my takeout as well for a while, but okay. So I basically am making comfort food now. So I'm making mac and cheese now. I have this delicious macaroni and cheese and with like cheddar and mustard sauce that I absolutely love. I actually wasn't a big mac and cheese fan when I was still eating meat, because in Belgium we always do it like mac and cheese and ham, but I love this recipe, so that is going to be my dinner for today and tomorrow, I guess. So it's not really junk food because it's not takeaway, but it's not healthy food neither. So hopefully we'll just gradually move back towards healthier foods then. So tonight is Friday night. If you have been following this channel, you know that I try to make my Friday nights book free, or at least to not center them around books or not put any sort of expectations in regards to reading for my Friday nights. And actually I think that tonight I want to do maybe some yoga towards the end of the evening, and probably I'm gonna finally watch Bad Boys 3 because I borrowed that one from my sister I don't know how many months ago. Was it before lockdown? The first lockdown? Probably not. Probably it was somewhere in between there. I mean, that would be horrible if I have it ready for that long. So we're gonna assume that I had it somewhere in like the summer holiday, but even then it's more than half a year ago. So I think I'm gonna be watching that one then tonight, and I preferably want to CC it still because I'm trying to CC my videos again. I CC'd my mid-month check-in, but now I also want to CC that one. The problem is that if you put it into Word, the amount of pages that it automatically transcribed is 11 pages. So yeah, I've reviewed the first two already, but I need to continue on with that later tonight as well.
In all of us, in our hearts, there's love and light that we must realize. We need to feel, we need to use this warmth that could make bright our lives. All of us, in our hearts, there's love and light that we must realize. We need to feel, we need to use this warmth that could make bright our lives.
Morning guys, it's Saturday morning and I've been using my morning to be a little bit productive. So I already had it in the background in one of these clips, but I found this sort of like new channel that does a lot of Pomodoro style study with me videos, and it's been so amazing reading alongside those. So this morning I used it first off to CC my reading vlog of last week to finish that one up, so that is now up and running. And then I've been using it as well to get some Bookstagram pictures in, and so now I am currently continuing on with The Brief Wondrous Life of Oscar Wilde. So The Brief Wondrous Life of Oscar Wilde is a sort of story in which initially thought we were only going to follow Oscar himself, but so we've also had viewpoints from his mother's perspective and from his sister's perspective. And so Oscar Wilde is a Dominican boy who, like, at an early age, his family moves to New Jersey or New York, not entirely sure. And so the story is kind of about his woes of growing up, so far at least. But we also have parts of the story centered in the Dominican Republic, for example. And so a whole lot of the story is also about Dominican culture. There are a whole lot of footnotes about, you know, the importance of certain things that are mentioned throughout the story, or the sort of like references to names of people that are very well known within the Dominican Republic or that form part of the history of Dominican Republic. So far, I'm enjoying it. Like my friend who read this said this was like such a page turner that she couldn't put it down. I'm having a little bit more of a struggle with getting through this one, but that being said, I'm still like enjoying it a lot when I'm reading it. It's just like I was expecting, based off of what she was saying, I was kind of expecting to fly through this one and to want to read it in one go, and that's definitely not the case so far. So I want to get through quite a chunk of this today, so that I can get to like maybe the halfway mark with this one or something like that, because we are entering the final 5 days of this month and I still have 2 books that I need to finish, so need to make sure that I'm making consistent progress with those, so that I don't end up having to carry them over into the next month. So
I never think, I never know. I'm stuck and left alone. I've been lost, I've been fine. My cause is not defined. Won't you kiss me? Won't you play? Won't you try me? Ain't no way I could deny you, I could stray. Won't you kiss me? Ain't no way. Want you, come and try me now. So
hey guys, it is Earth Hour. I am getting ready to spend an hour in the darkness with way too many candles and my cocktail, which I'm hoping turned out fine. The red part is supposed to be at the bottom, but okay. But so yeah, I'm gonna be tuning out for an hour, enjoying the peace and quiet. So I am procrastinating. All week I've been procrastinating, so there's basically almost no reading updates for you guys. But I am trying to catch up now. I don't even know what time it is. But so it's Sunday evening. I went to my parents' place for the first time in months. And so I was there like the full afternoon. So I wasn't able to read during all that time. But so I am now using that sort of like Pomodoro productivity sprinting technique that I talked to you guys about earlier in the week. So 3 50-minute sessions with 10 minutes breaks in between. And so I'm using that to jump between The Brief Wondrous Life of Oscar Wilde and The Rogue, my fantasy read. So I've just done 50 minutes on this and I was able to get some like 35 pages or something of that done. Ideally, I want to read some 20 more today, and that will land me at like the 210 page mark for this book. And for The Rogue, ideally, I want to get some 100 pages done within this book today. So we'll end up seeing what happens, because I'll get a better idea after I do the like 50-minute sprint within this book, because I'll kind of get to know what my pacing is for this book, whether it's doable or not. Hey guys, Monday afternoon at this point in time. Welcome to another reading vlog. I am working up some motivation for the work week because I'm struggling. Mondays are always a struggle. But so next Monday is actually Easter Monday, so I'll have the day off. So looking forward to that. I am currently reading 2 books at the moment, and it's a challenge because there are 3 days left in the month, or like 2.5 at this point, not even. And I still need to read half of one of them, or like just under half of one of them, and a big chunk of the other one. Morning, guys. So it's Tuesday morning, and I am about 300 pages away from finishing my TBR, which sounds pretty bad considering the fact that tomorrow is the last day of the month, but I might actually be able to do it. I am flying through this one, which is the majority of the page count. So actually I am completely convinced that I'll definitely be able to finish this one. It's actually Brief Wondrous Life that's making me think that that's going to be a little bit more of a challenge. I have like just over 100 pages to go there. So I think I probably should just like kind of focus on that one tonight. Make sure that I get some 50 pages or so in that one done so that I will only have 50 more pages to go tomorrow. And then this one, I'm sure I can catch up whatever I need to catch up with this one tomorrow to still be able to finish it. So procrastination wins again, I guess. Once again, I proved that if that I can still get around to finishing a deadline in time. But yeah. Some self-sabotage in place here because just when I'm starting to think that I'll make it, I have been procrastinating on reading again. So, like, it is 7 o'clock at night now. I did not do any reading since work. I did a little bit of reading during lunch break, but not a whole lot this lunch neither. And then, so after work, I've basically been doing nothing and then been making dinner, eating dinner now. So, and I still need to edit the video as well. So that's kind of a problem because, you know, it would be fine if I now had all the time in the world to read, but now I should actually be editing. So I think I'm gonna take take an hour, maybe two, to do some reading, and then I'll go into editing, and then hopefully I can get quite some reading in. It's still at this point. Update, guys. It is 8 o'clock. I don't know whether I just ate too much or what, but I'm really falling asleep here. Oh, such a problem. So it's 8 o'clock at night. I got to page 336 in The Rogue by Trudi Canavan, which is basically where I need to be today. So that basically means I read 100 pages in this book today. Ideally, I would get a little bit further, but I need to get to my goal in Brief Wondrous Life of Oscar Wilde first. Now, I don't think I actually ever talked much about this book in this update so far, but so as with the first book in the series, this is a continuation series to the Black Magician trilogy, and in the first book, I enjoyed a new character most of all, compared to some of the characters that we have carrying over from the Black Magician trilogy. And that's kind of the same in the second book, not entirely. In the second book, I am enjoying that character a lot. We have a new character introduced that I've been enjoying a whole lot as well. But there's also one of the old gang that I am really starting to enjoy. That's storyline because there's some like romantic development possible there, so I'm very much enjoying that at the moment. And I'm also enjoying like the other storyline more than I did in the first book. I'm enjoying that sort of like old storyline and the storyline within the sort of like setting of the previous book, of the previous series. I'm enjoying that a lot more than I did in the first book. So all in all, enjoying the second book more than I did the first one. And the first one I still enjoyed. It was still a fast-paced read for me, but I wasn't entirely sure that it was really like worth it or not. And with this one, I've been like starting to feel like, yeah, this is why I enjoyed the original series. And I've even already started thinking about like maybe I need to also read the other series that Trudi Canavan has written. So definitely would say that I'm enjoying that one a whole lot. So it's the 1st of April. We're gonna pretend it's not. It's still the 31st of March because I still need to finish my TBR. But that has a good reason for it. So yesterday, a friend of mine asked to go and have a drink in her garden, and I was like, you know what, it's stupid to to say no to this if the only reason I would be saying no is just because I want to finish these two books still within the month of March in order to fit in with my TBR. So I decided that the 1st of April can still count for my March TBR. So at this point in time, I think I have 100 pages left to go in order to finish both of these books, which I should have no problems doing tonight. So finished one of these, finished The Rogue by Trudi Canavan. So really intrigued now, really want to continue on. We've kind of like there's not a big apotheosis, and I don't know why I'm constantly expecting these books to have that. I don't know, is this just like the way in which storytelling usually goes now on like TV for shows, for example, that has got me conditioned to expecting this to have like a huge build up to something, or too much Brandon Sanderson. Not every writer has Sanderlanches at the end of the story, and that's perfectly fine. This one kind of has like its bigger reveals and stuff like that. Let's say like, I don't know, 80% into the book or something, and then spends the last like 20% of that like winding down and setting up for the next one, for example. It's probably not really 80%, but in any case, so like the final 50 pages or something of this are more like setup for the next book, and I like the setup. I'm really excited about what's going to happen in the next one and about where the story is going, and of course I cannot really say a whole lot about that because spoilers. But yeah, I'm really enjoying this one. I think I will probably Trader Queen will be the first book that I'm picking up in April. So I'll immediately just jump into this one once I finish Brief Wondrous Life of Oscar Wilde. Now I should actually get some editing done as well today, but I'm already not looking forward to it. Kind of procrastinating on it a little bit. But so yeah, I think I'll probably just read some more in Brief Wondrous Life of Oscar Wilde first. I have some 50 pages or so to go, I think, in that book at this point in time. So I'll maybe just like read some 20 pages or so in that and then make myself do some editing as well. But I also need to make dinner, I guess. So it's maybe gonna be like close to the wire, maybe gonna have to like push it a little bit tomorrow as well in order to get that video out on Friday. But yeah. So I finished my March TBR, Brief Wondrous Life of Oscar Wilde, just finished it. I gotta say, I'm not feeling it. I enjoyed it. I was not super bored, nor was I entertained enough. Like I feel like I kind of had to drag myself through this one. But it was okay. I liked some of the POVs, didn't like all of them. Think some of the Dominican Republic's history in this was a little bit too dense because it was mainly introduced through the footnotes, and so I would have perhaps just liked a little bit more of a traditionally told story that dived into that history. I read it. It is a book less on my shelves, and it's probably getting unhauled. There's no reason for me to stick to it if it's a book that is just a mediocre read for me.
I never think, I never know. I'm stuck and left alone. I've been lost, I've been fine. My cause is not defined.